Of all the games from the Disney Afternoon Collection, DuckTales is the most iconic by far. But will the remaster really live up to the legacy of the series? We'll find out here on Kid Game Breakdown. Developed by WayForward and published by Capcom in 2013, this game is pretty good. Other than the obvious changes with the addition of beautifully drawn sprites, DuckTales Remastered added a tutorial segment that introduced you to the controls. Surprisingly, they did well to not tone down the difficulty. I died in the tutorial and even had to turn down the difficulty, emphasizing my platforming rust and providing a fresh reminder of how difficult old games are. And after that is when you get to experience the biggest difference between this and the NES version, with the addition of a hub world where you can finally Scrooge McDuck into a pile of gold and fulfill your childhood dreams. In this hub world, you can also look at various artwork, like character art, concept art, and even art from the show, as well as listen to music. You get access to these items by playing the game and purchasing them with money you earn through the gameplay. Speaking of gameplay, you get access to it by going to the computer and then selecting a level. When you finally enter a level, you'll notice that the handling of this game is much better than the original, which is a huge relief. The platforming feels just as good, but the controls just feel more slick and responsive. The levels are also different. Though authentic, they have other additions such as slightly changed layouts and cutscenes, including great voice work. But this does come at a little bit of a cost, as the player is forced to explore the map, but I do think that it is a decent addition overall, especially if you don't mind being taken out of the gameplay. I think that WayForward did a decent enough job with this remaster that it makes for a fairly good representation of the old series, as well as introducing people to the newer cartoon series available. This opens up the game to a world of new players, as well as appealing to those who played it originally. Personally, I think it is worth the asking price, but determining if it's worth getting for an adult can be difficult. Honestly, if you're looking for a perfect replication of the original game, just with new visuals, then this game isn't for you. It's also important to note that it's missing some basic settings options such as volume control, and the resolution settings does have some difficulty sticking. However, I do think that this is the perfect game for new and younger players to play. I personally felt that some of the scenes were a little tedious and took me out of the gameplay, but I do think that the actual gameplay experience is much better than the original, and the cutscenes might appeal to other players. Overall, the gameplay is still difficult, but the easy difficulty will allow for people of every age and experience to play through the game if they choose. So I think that DuckTales Remastered is a solid pickup, at least for those people. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Check out my last video on Disney Speedstorm and consider subscribing. Until then, this has been Rob the Slob, and I'll see you in the virtual commute.